What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I was gonna take today off after that 24-hour stream drained me a bit, fix up the house a little, make it nicer, Emily, which I've been doing. But the market waits for no man, no women, no attack helicopter, so let's go ahead and get into this. And hey, if you're an attack helicopter, call me. Instant fusion is on the rise, and for good reason. You've been seeing it in HoC decks for some time. It gets through hand traps as an extension play to get you a warrior body on board for is sold. You also have the ability to use it in Thunder Dragons for Kaminari attack, which is why you see that card's price so high with no reprint. And this had kind of been off my radar since I suggested it back then, and it is going up on all versions. You see the ultra rare holofoils above market price. You even see the super rares on the rise. Of course, this DT looks so nice in that original DT foiling too, and not shatter foil. That old DT foiling always gets to me. But you see even the super rares above market price here and very low quantities. So there is common versions readily available, but still actually on the rise too versus market price. Jesus Christ, 1,900 of them? Are you serious? Whew. So you got some buffers is what I'm saying, boys, and the price for the commons. But all the holofoil versions seem to be just on their way up. That's something to note, and it was a bit of a no-brainer that this card will come in and out of formats, but mostly in, I feel like. Especially, you got Thousand Eyes Restrict. You just have so much going for it overall. So I feel like whatever deck you play in Yu-Gi-Oh!, this is a decent extender that not many hand traps or any that are currently played in the metagame are trying to shut down. Next up, I just wanted to show something I noticed, because people asked me to refeature this card since it seems to be climbing, but that's on TCG Player. You see this 37 price point, and I was like, whoa, is this gonna hit 40? Is this gonna keep trucking? I thought it was done kind of, you know, rising, and it was gonna stabilize between the 30 to 35 mark. Well, if we come to eBay, it's actually 29 lowest for a near mint, but then you do see those Canada listings, the ones where when sales pressure have gone on, they're gonna buy every single one but those. Then you see 32, 35. So a huge stable range and price discrepancy versus TCG Player here on Nightmare Unicorn. So for those that wanted this feature, kind of shop around whenever you're looking. That's why I show both on Market Watch, and will at times suggest other websites as well, like Tier 0 Gaming, PPG, ARG, etc., the sponsors above, but also Core TCG. Just like shop around. Even Amazon sometimes falls behind price trends whenever things are going really fast, and you can find cards on Amazon. Shop around whenever you see something like this happening, and make sure, you know, that the divide is actually breaking. Next up is something I suggested on the exclusive Market Watch feed on Patreon already, but that's Dinosaurs. At first, this felt a little bit expensive to me. I'm like, yo, Overraptor's rising, Tyranno is, you know, up a little bit, like, there's only one copy before it heads towards $4, and this structure deck, since inception of being on the market, has risen. It started out like 15 secondary market price, went to 20 very fast. It just had so much value with the first reprint of Twin Twisters as well, and the Dinosaurs being so powerful. But the more I think about this, this is actually cheap. If you're playing Thunder Dragons, this is insurance. Should our ban list give any kind of hit, such as Gold Sarcophagus to Thunder Dragons early on here, the OCG headed towards Dinosaurs, and we can see history repeat itself time and time and time again whenever we look to OCG trends versus. Yes, some skip their way over here. Yeah, like we could miss this ban list and get a much harsher hit next ban list on Thunder Dragons should they take over, because the upcoming no sooner than ban list could do something. But I feel like this is just cheap insurance for Thunder Dragon players to continue to play their deck the way they want to and get value out of playing it right now. So it's a little bit cheaper over here on eBay if you're looking around for Overraptor, and like I said, shop around, kind of find your own way, and maybe you could even find these structure decks. Every time I talk about these, people will go, oh, those are on my shelf at Walmart or Target. Well, that's a free double up, but then you got shipping and fees, of course. But essentially, you get what I'm saying. These singles, these three alone basically cover your price of your structure deck, and then you get some awesome other stuff like Terraforming, Unexpected Die. Just a lot of really good commons in the structure. So grab that off the shelf if you freaking see it. Double Evolution Pill is towards $10 on eBay. We have one seller kind of cheap with two, Owl Central Games. I've been seeing that name more on Market Watch, so maybe a new seller kind of trying to get in there. But we also see like 1064, 1067. Again, at first glance, I feel it's expensive. It feels like it would go down, but it only has its one printing. So without a reprint, I don't really see this trekking back the other way too much like past 8. Again, I call this Thunder Dragon insurance. I would kind of just have the Dino engine and be ready with it in case. Also, to note, Fossil Dig super rares are at one of their cheapest prices in a long time, so maybe something else considering to get a set of now rather than later if you're addicted to hollowing out sets. Dinosaurs are really that engine that are on the outside of the meta looking in and have peeked in a couple times. Should all dinos anybody? So I feel like this is an extremely budget and good pickup to have in your back pocket if you do not already have it. Speaking of stuff to look around at, the Jeff Jones kind of, well, it's not really a lock, but it is like there's some RNG to it. Basically, the whole point is that you can summon sorcerers and also bring back Firewall as a zombie with a new zombie support. Things to look around for at that. Goblin Zombie Secret Rare lowest, I believe, is around 30 for the first editions, without much movement in the first ed camp. And I feel like it's been here for some time. But that note about shopping around for deals, first edition near mint, $20. Hey, have fun. I think the next lowest, yeah, 26 or best offer, and then 30. So it does quickly meet that price that is over here. Let's double check on that. I'm pretty darn sure the lowest first, yeah, $30 on TCG Player. So people will end up getting tired of holding onto a card and they'll list it for a bit lower to make it sell faster. But Goblin Zombie with Firewall in a format is something that you should be scared of, especially if the ban list gets hit so hard. A lot of people, when watching that combo set, it felt like worse Gokis in a sense, but if Gokis get hit, we're looking for replacements like Six Samurais and Goblin Zombies abusing the same old people. And Isolde's unlikely to get hit being in that special edition, right? Like, they've got to sell that special edition. So I think we're going to have Isolde and Summon Sorcerers at least for one more format running around. But there's plenty of budget versions under $1 commons for Goblin Zombie 2 if you're not looking to hollow out your deck. The DT has actually jumped way big, though. Let me pull that back up, actually. The DT version here towards $12. Let's actually pull that up on eBay. It's something I didn't think about. Dual Terminal. Ooh, let's see. $10 here as well. So jumps everywhere. I do love that old DT foiling so much. I'm an addict to it. I love it. Mizuki has that newer DT foiling, which actually just shows in the price. It doesn't do as well whenever you have that foil, that shatter foil foiling that we got in battle packs. So it got a different release as well. Premium pack, however, is around that $12 mark. This fluctuates during buyouts towards $20. So if you have faith in zombies, it's something to get now. I personally would be okay with going something a little cheaper, like the purple rare here at $3, or the Duelist Saga Ultra that's actually been rising somewhat. You see $350 over the market price. So I'd be fine going not secret rare, but the secret, of course, is OG and looks nice. Pretty nice. But over here, we do see the lowest near mint also from Canada. Again, so maybe something's up at the $12 mark before it starts rising. And another note, cheap pickups now. Jeff might not have played Unizombie, but maybe in the future the deck will need it should Armageddon or something get hit. Unizombie here for the ultra rares, just so cheap when everybody asked for a holo version of this for so long. And I think it personally looks pretty darn nice. Another suggestion here, watch anybody, Lost Wind super rare. So Paleo with Trap Trick kind of showed itself as a force. Lost Wind is not a card I would underestimate. That recurrence for free is too sweet. Been testing it around on the Dueling Book a little here and there, and I'm still a pretty big fan of Lost Wind. But do remember, only does special summoned monsters on the field. Keep that in mind. That we've seen mess ups with that before, so do keep it in mind. But I think it's a decent pickup along with Super Ronin Toden. Super Ronin Toden versus, you see the swap frog prices, all that. Towards $4 might see a little expensive, but I could see this actually going up over time, especially if the ban list levels things and frogs remain here. Paleo remains here, and it's a really decent option rogue pick that got a lot stronger. I feel like Trap Trick raised the ceiling for Paleo a lot more than it did for Altergeist, because Altergeist concentrates in other ways, whereas with Paleo, you welcome the ability to get that. You're also activating a trap that allows your in graveyard Paleos to come on out. So I just feel like overall it raised the ceiling, because not only can you activate that other trap this turn, you activate a trap trick. That's 2 Paleo bodies on board from grave. That's pretty awesome. So what did you guys think of today's Market Watch? I went with a lot more suggestions than usual. We started out with this and then kind of showing the price discrepancy here. So there is movement, but then overall I wanted to bring up some food for thought on options, especially for those of you who might have gone and invested in Thunder Dragons. I know that's not going to be everybody, but in general, the Dino engine is very cheap and something I think people should pick up. And also just talking about zombies, the hollowed out versions, you can get almost all the zombies relatively budget. So let me know if you enjoyed this kind of pacing for a Market Watch and what you thought, and more what you'd like to see. I want to hear in the comment section down below. So subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And as always, thank you so much for watching.